right, welcome back, everyone, for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look at all the new books coming out this new Comic Book Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. So this is my rundown on all the variants coming out, things I'm looking forward to reading, some books that might have some buzz coming out of the gate, some cool variants, and things like that. Just things you should be paying attention to and you might be interested in when you go to your shop this Wednesday. This is going to be my full rundown on that. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you're interested in other collectibles beyond just comic books, make sure you can go out, check out my other channel, Toy Informer. There's a link down below. You can sub up and check it out. I do other weird collectibles such as toys. We have things like Halloween masks. I cover sneakers, non-sports trading cards, anything else that you might think that's collectible, that's not a comic book, basically, will be covered on that channel. So if you're interested, go check it out. But if you just want to see the new release comics for this week, don't worry. I'm going to get those down for you in a few seconds right after the intro. All right, so we'll start the week off as we do every week with my personal picks. Now, these are the books that I personally can't wait for and going to be at the top of my pile and the top of my pull list. Starting off with the next absolute title. This time out, it's Absolute Superman. I don't know a ton about this one. I don't know what the twists and turns might be, but I did enjoy Wonder Woman. I did enjoy Batman. We'll see what Superman has in store for us, but this one's coming to us from Jason Aaron and Rafa Sandoval, and they're giving us a new take on The Last Son of Krypton. What does that mean? I don't know exactly, but from what I can tell from some of the preview images, it looks like his cape is kind of wonky. Maybe it's a little more active on its own. I don't know, but I'm interested. We'll see what happens here. Plenty of covers here as well. This is the cover A, and then we've got other options along with there's a Wes Craig, there's a Jim Lee, there's a logo cover if you're interested in that. We also have blank sketch covers. We got Clayton Crane with the giraffe neck Superman, and we got a foil edition of that Jim Lee as well. Again, pick the one that you like. I know I pre-ordered the Jim Lee on a blind because, well, it's Jim Lee. And it's actually, now that I'm seeing the image, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite of the bunch, but I think I just like the cover A, honestly. And if things play out how they have been, I mean, Absolute Wonder Woman, the week it came out, already started going up. Absolute Batman did the same thing. It was a little slower starter, but by the second week, that thing was double cover and more. So those are like, $15 to $20 books now. Will the same hold for Superman? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the interest is there. We'll see if shops ordered as many copies as they needed. Is the demand still there? Is the excitement still there? Or will it kind of dwindle down like the Ultimate Universe did? Because remember, the Ultimate Universe came out hot as well with Spider-Man, blazing the trail right out of the gate. Black Panther, hot on its heels, also did very well. But then the subsequent releases, the Ultimate X-Men, even the Ultimates themselves, they're just met with, tepid response. Not as far as the story goes. I know you readers who enjoy reading those titles. I'm not talking about the story. I'm talking about how the aftermarket treated those books. And those subsequent titles after the first two didn't do as well as those first two. So will the Absolute Universe follow suit, or will they blaze their own trail? That's what we're going to have to find out this week. Sorry, I'm kind of lingering there a little bit long, but we also have incentives if you're interested in those as well. We got a 1 in 25, a 1 in 50, and of course, a sketch 1 in 100 out of that Jim Lee. But the one I kind of want to focus in on again, I made a joke about the giraffe neck. It's just, I know it's not that bad, but for some reason, it's really sticking out to me. And that's the 1 in 50 here. Like, when I look at it, all I see is his neck, and all I can see is mecha neck. Not to say it's that long. It just seems like it's just a hair too long or something. I don't know. There's just something weird about it, or maybe it's just the positioning of his head, or maybe the neck's thicker than his jawline. I don't know what it is, but there's just something a little weird about the neck there that just, I don't know, it's not sitting right with me. Again, it could just be me. You tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. But with mecha neck aside, the 1 in 100 is the highest ratio incentive and the one that is probably doing the most as far as dollars go. because that's where, the big spenders go. They go for the highest ratio incentives and they start throwing their money all around there. This is not your everyday collector. Your everyday collector's not buying the 1/100s, but this is where the money is at and where people are throwing some extra cash. As you can see, early pre-sales 130 up to 170, asking prices around 180, and then there's even pre-sales for 9/8 looking for $300. So it is what it is. Will that be the price once this is actually released come Wednesday? I don't know. That's why we're going to watch it and see what happens. But this is what the pre-sale market has been doing with this book, which is not too dissimilar from what we saw with the Wonder Woman and the Batman so far. Now, outside of this, another oddball book that I decided to throw in here really isn't so much a new release, but I think they're releasing, I don't know if these are extra copies or what, but as I understand it, this was given out at New York Comic Con, which is a special edition AEW Origins book, which kind of took all of those little backstories. They're like little backup features in a bunch of DC books last month, kind of combining them into one shot here with all these AEW characters, these AEW wrestlers in one book. So this book, it's most places. I mean, I think Midtown had it listed for like $5. Other places might change the price. I don't see the cover price on the book itself, but it is what it is. You can see here, because it was given out already, and there are copies already floating around out there. Whether they were given out at New York or if LCS has got copies and handed those out, I don't know. But copies are already floating out there and are already getting like $6 to $15. There's asking prices as low as $4, as up to $10. It is what it is. I don't know. It's an interesting, weird little book. If you're an AEW fan, then you probably want to go pick one up. I just can't. I just don't pay attention to AEW anymore. WWE is enough. I mean, hell, that's 7 hours of content every week. I got to keep up with. I can't keep up with 3 other shows here with a different wrestling promotion. But God bless you if you do. And there's a fun little book out there if you're interested. Now, maybe I'm on an island here, but I'm looking forward to DuckTales. I love DuckTales. Growing up, I enjoyed the cartoon. I could still watch them today. I like the remake that had David Tennant doing Scrooge McDuck. I even like that one. Here, we have a new DuckTales title coming out of Dynamite, which is a little disconcerting because now, we're going to have way more covers than we actually need. But I'm fine with the cover A, and we'll probably check that one out. But there are other options here as well. I do kind of dig the near negative space one with Scrooge jumping into his gold. It looks like a grassy background though. Yeah. But then we got other options here. I do like the zoom in there on the dime, the infinity dime. Then we got the classic look. We got design covers. There are multiple versions of these as well, with virgins and foils, etc., as incentives because it's Dynamite, and we have to have dozens of covers for every book that they release. Now, those are the ones I'm just sharing are the regular cover options. So pick which one that you like if you're interested at all. I'm probably going to get the A, like I said. But outside of that, the other book that's really intriguing me this week is this Killtown book. Now, this is spinning out of following up that Lipstick Clica. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Night of the Cadillacs was actually the original story, which took, you had cars, you had vampires, I think, all kinds of weird stuff going on here. But Sony Entertainment, horror-fueled action here. Killtown is a spinoff of Night of the Cadillacs. As I said, it's continue on some of those stories. This is the Koreatown part of the group. It's like every group, every gang, I guess, in that original Night of the Cadillac series is kind of now getting their own little spin-off things. So here's our next up. Pretty cool covers here. I just got to admit here, the covers were so good that I almost did my top 5 covers just covering this title alone. I even did a special. I did a special cover. You'll see it tomorrow. A special, top 5 covers just of these covers because I like these so much. This is just the A, which is not even my favorite. This is my 4th favorite of the covers. There's a sketch cover there as well, and another option here. This would be my 5 and 4, and then my top 3 are these next one. This is another Keen Spot book. So Keen Spot coming through with another title. This is following up on the Monsters. So, Monsters with a hit for them. Maybe we got another one coming here because these are some great covers here. I really had a hard time between the two with the yellow border and that one in the center. Those are my top 2. And then really close number 3 is over. I don't know. Just gorgeous art. I dig them. Got them all. I ordered them all because I wanted them all. I don't usually do that, but the covers were just good enough that I wanted them. Now, These are all cover price options for you if you can find them. Keen Spot is kind of tough to find at most LCSs these days, but maybe they're kind of growing a little bit with the success of some of their titles. But we'll see. Like I said, cool covers here. There are a couple incentives. Well, not really so much incentives. They're more expensive covers. Like out of the gate, there is a $20 foil cover, which I believe is a flip cover with that one in the middle. And I think it might be the cover A, might be a foil version flip. Or maybe it's the, no, I think it's one of the other ones. I think it might be like the C cover. Anyway, it's a flip cover foil that's $20. And then there was a metal edition of that cover A that is $100. So it's not so much that it's like a 1 in 100. It just costs $100. So how many shops ordered those? Who knows? How many will be out there? I don't know. How many did they print? Who knows? Well, I mean, we'll find out sometime down the line, maybe, but I don't know. Point being, I don't need all the bells and whistles personally. I just like the cover art on those 3 that I pointed out. So I made sure I secured those for myself. Now, with that said, for those of you out there watching this who may not have tried Whatnot yet, now's your chance. Use my link below. Save yourself $15 by getting a free $15 just for signing up on your first purchase. $15 to spend on whatever you want with whomever you want. No strings attached. You help out the channel. You get yourself something nice. You really got nothing to lose just to try out the app. It's basically it's a live online auction marketplace. There's also buy it now books on there too if you don't want to sit through an auction process. But it's a different way to buy comics, collectibles, other things. Take a look. You don't have to spend it on comics. You can spend the $15 on whatever you want. Just use the link below and you get $15 to spend there. So take a look if you're interested. Now, moving on, we're going to hit up my reading list. Now, these are the other books outside of those picks that I just really can't wait for. As far as reading goes, I love reading books. I'm sure many of you out there still do and still enjoy reading these things, but we got another installment of Saga, so you can't go wrong there. Saga number 70. Pretty ominous cover there to lead us off. I feel like I got to reread the last issue because I always feel like I fall behind on Saga, but good stuff on the way. Issue 70 coming. We're also getting the next installment, issue 4 of Kill All Immortals. I make jokes about Dark Horse giving us new number 1s every week, and they do. But I actually enjoyed this one. While it might not be the most original, I guess, I mean, it's kind of original idea. You take some similar aspects from some titles. We've got Norse, well, I don't want to say gods so much, but these immortal type figures out of Norse mythology almost, and they're just, you got to check it out. I like it. I'm enjoying it. I don't want to spoil things for you if you haven't read this yet, but issue 4 is coming. So far, so good. I'm on board to keep seeing this through to the end. Here we go. We also got a B cover there as well, if you're interested. Another title that surprised me that we read on the TAC show as part of our review segment. I hadn't planned on reading this, but we gave it a shot, and I actually enjoyed Skin Police number 1. It was an intriguing concept. It's about clones in the future and some ethical questions aside in there as well. It was a good read. It was a good read. The only thing I don't like about this title is the title, Skin Police. I just don't like that as the title. I think we could have went with something else, but it's what it's called. There is a cover A. There is also a B cover as well. The cover A is fine by me. I just want to read this. But if you're interested, there is a 1 in 20 incentive that is like a Golden Age throwback. They did this on issue 1, so they're continuing the process here on issue 2. Kind of even with the font, they're going through like it's an old school Golden Age type of book. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. But it was an interesting read to start. I'm looking forward to issue 2. We'll see how that goes. Out of DC, gotta keep reading Batman. I mean, it's Batman after all. So I gotta keep reading Batman here. We got our next issue, all in 154. Cover A. We got some other options here for you as well, with Delato there in the middle. We got a Tony Harris there on the end, and we even got a 1 in 25 and a 1 in 50 if you're interested in either of those as well. Next installment of Batman. I mean, how can you go wrong there? Finally, after what seems like ages, we are getting the next issue, issue 2 of Aliens versus Avengers. So I enjoyed the first one. It was very wordy. It was kind of wordy, a little long, but I guess it's good that it was a little long because it took a couple of months before we got the next issue. And from what I gather, we're not getting the third issue until February. So you got another long wait for the next one as well. That said, issue 2 coming our way. A couple of covers here. I really like the Sorrentino there in the middle. The Thor is pretty good too, but that Sorrentino with the Hulk, popping an alien head and the acid blood over, I dig it. I like that one in the middle. That'll be the one that I'll be getting myself. And there is also a 1 in 25 option here as well. I'm surprised there was no throwback movie poster homage like on issue 1. I thought they might have done another one, but doesn't look like they did. So, oh well. Here are your options, though, if you want to get get your next installment of Aliens versus Avengers. Rolling on. Surprisingly, I liked Kid Venom. I make fun of Venom and symbiotes all the time because we just have too many and there's too much going on. I can't follow, I can't keep up, can't keep track with Edge of Venomverse, Death of Venomverse, Venom Wars, and all that's too much Venom. But Kid Venom is a weird, different kind of manga-esque take. And maybe it's just right now, it's just I'm kind of more interested in more of that manga anime type of stuff. I mean, watching that Uzumaki show over on HBO Max and just some other things, I'm just kind of leaning more that way. We actually had that Moon Knight book last week, also touching the subjects a little bit. I don't know. I just kind of like the different take on Kid Venom. So I'm kind of curious. Was it issue 3? So it's still on my reading list. That's the cover A. There's also a B cover as well, which I actually kind of think I like it with a B cover. And then there's a fun homage to Venom #1 from back in the day. So that's also a fun cover too. I kind of like that. I like it when they do, the nice throwbacks and they do the trade dress and everything matches up pretty good. Well done. And I also like the 1 in 25. The 1 in 25 by Ivan Tao is pretty good as far as a Kid Venom cover goes. I mean, it is what it is. 1 in 25 here. I only found one pre-sale so far, but it did get $35 listings, looking for a ratio at 25, 30, and then up to $35. So we'll see where this one kind of lands, but it's worth keeping an eye on just in case. We did have that one early pre-sale that was above ratio, so we'll see where the next few actually land, if they sell at all. So on the watch list, we'll see what happens. Almost done with the reading list as the next X-Men book, X-Men #7. Yeah, I'm a fan of the X-Men. I'm going to keep getting them. Now, this is getting dangerously close to joining Amazing Spider-Man in the Just Gotta Do It section because, well, it's good. It may not be great. I don't know. But X-Men #7 is coming out this week as well. A couple of cool covers here. Joelle Jones there in the middle. I do like the Magic Juggernaut one, but while it's an interesting pose to put them together, it looks like she's stabbing him in the back. It's like maybe those two, it feels kind of like they just got to put two images together, but they didn't really go together. Maybe her sword should have been more slanted so it doesn't look like it's stabbing him in the lower back, but there it is. Juggernaut getting stabbed in the lower back. I do like the Psylocke, like I said, in the middle, and that is our 1 in 100 Virgin version. There is also a 1 in 25 with the whole crew taking on a Sentinel, which ain't bad, but the 1 in 100 is probably going to be the gem of the bunch because, again, it's the highest ratio, the most expensive, and the book that more people throw money at. As you can see here with one early pre-sale right at ratio. Even just a hair under at $99. But the asking prices go from $90 ask all the way up to $200 and $243. Until they sell, we really don't know. And so far, I only got one to point out that actually sold, so people can ask what they're going to ask. We'll see what happens as the week goes on with this one. Just be aware that that's what they're asking for right now. Now, while you're getting your new comic books, you also are going to need to get your supplies to protect them. So if you're going to do so, and you're going to go through BCW, use my link and my code RENA10 and save yourself some money. 10% off. You're going to get this stuff anyway. Your bags, your boards, your boxes, your top loaders, whatever. Might as well save money while you do it. So use my code RENA10, save yourself 10%. And yeah, there's a link down below that'll help your process too and get you right in there. And you can pick out the things that you need. So just want to throw that out there. There's another option for you to save yourself some money while you're getting your stuff that you're going to need anyway. Now, speaking of things you're just going to need anyway, this is my Just Gotta Do It section. Now, these are titles that they're very close to the reading list, but I might be behind reading them. I might just be getting them to continue my runs on the titles, just seeing through a storyline, etc. I just got to do it. No matter what, the OCD collector in me is not going to stop. So these are titles that, like those supplies you need, I just got to do it. So, up next, the next installment of The Ultimates. Again, not hating it, just not loving it, but got to do it. Just got to do it. And in fact, I think I'm an issue or so behind on this one. I feel like issue 4 was the last one I read, but issue 6 is coming, and it looks like we're getting the Hulk. So, okay, I guess I better catch up soon. Here's cover A. We got a couple other options here as well with Inhyuk Lee in the middle and another. I don't know what's with the nipple on his forehead, but Hulk's got a nipple on his forehead. And then we got a couple other options here. I think the one on the left is going to be a connecting cover. I don't know what book it's going to connect with yet. Maybe the other Ultimate books coming out this month. I'll have to see. But and then we have a Lionel Francis Yu kind of team shot on that other option there. There is also a 1 in 25 if you're interested. It's a Noto, so yeah, pick it up if you want it. So 1 in 25. It should be ratio or less at your shops, so it shouldn't cost you any extra, at least not yet. But unless something crazy happens in the book that we're not aware of, you can probably obtain one of those pretty easily if you want it. Now, also in the Just Gotta Do It section is Creature Commandos #2. Issue 2 is 6. Issue 1 wasn't bad, so it's not that I disliked it. It's just this won't be at the top of the pile to read. I'll have it in the pile to read. It's just one of those books. I'm just going to probably see this a mini series through to the end, as I am curious about the show, the animated show coming up. So here we go, issue 2 coming out with a cover as well as a B cover option as well. I do kind of like the B cover with the weird placement of the trade dress. I like it when they make the trade dress part of the image and kind of are more inventive and creative in doing so. So it's not bad. That said, the cover A is fine. I'll get whichever one I kind of grab first or grabs me when I guess I'm at the shelf. But yeah, it's just one of those books. Just got to do it, right? Up next, Plastic Man No More. I feel like I missed issue 2, or I just didn't read it yet because I forgot. I did like what they did with issue 1, but I can't remember what happened in issue 2. So either I read it and forgot it, or I just haven't read it yet. So I put this in, not in the reading section, but the Just Gotta Do It because I don't know if I read issue 2 or not. But issue 3 is coming out. So Plastic Man No More. Pretty cool. I really like the B cover on this one as well. If you saw my top 5 covers of the week, I snuck this one in there. It's just kind of fun. The stained glass window, and then him being also the rug, the aisle, whatever you want to call it. I just like the whole thing. I just thought it was a fun, clever layout, and pretty cool. So Plastic Man No More, #3. That'll be the one I'm going to go grab, that B cover, because like I said, I just dig it. I dig it. With that, also in the Just Gotta Do It section, I am way behind on reading these titles, but I keep getting these because I'm a big fan of the animated series on Amazon, Vox Machina. So the comic books, the most recent series 4, I've been getting them, but I haven't read them yet. In fact, I haven't even finished all of the animated series. Like, I think I got 3 episodes left because I kept dropping them like 3 at a time. And that's like a new movie every week. And that's like an hour and a half of content. I just couldn't keep up. So I still got 3 left to finish that. What are we at? The 3rd season? I think we're the 3rd season of the show. But yeah, so I got episodes 10, 11, and 12 still. But anyway, I keep getting the comics too. Thankfully, only 1 cover option. So boom, got it, ordered it. It's going in the pile. OCD collector, got to get them anyway. I'll eventually read them. It's just, I'm just not in a hurry until I finish watching the show. I don't know. It's not that they're tied together. It's just, I don't know, in my head, first things first. And with that said, one more thing in the Just Gotta Do It pile. We have Something Is Killing the Children, issue 0. So apparently it's been 5 years already. 5 years since this title came out. I mean, wow. It feels like it's been longer, but at the same time, it also doesn't feel like it's been that long. It's a weird like feeling. But here we go. 5 years now, 40 issues we've had of the regular title. Now we got an issue 0. We're looking at some crucial untold story in the vast Slaughterverse, detailing a preceding mission, yada, yada, yada. So cool. Issue 0. Nothing wrong with this. And like I said, I'm just going to get it anyway. But way too many incentives. Just unnecessarily ridiculous amounts of incentives here. Here's the cover A. Start here. So cover A, we're going to also take this one, take the trade dress and everything off of it, and that's going to be our unlockable 1 per store variant or whatever. You know, the thing that Boom does. They're unlockables. Store's got to order a certain amount, I guess, to be able to get qualified to get one. Boom. There you go. So Boom's giving them this unlockable. Early sales already on the unlockable for this particular issue. Go back a ways. Like, some of these were from August. They were pre-buying these. $20 to $25. So, I mean, it's kind of on par with what a lot of these unlockables do. And there's one listed also seeking $25 right now. We'll see as the week goes on if this gathers any steam. Some of them have. You remember that Hello Darkness number 3? That one did well. Like some of these unlockables do well. Other ones get forgotten about and they end up like $7. Some of them just land in that $20 range. This feels like it might stick in that $20 range because it's something is killing the children. Don't know if it's going to really exceed that, but we'll see. Something to watch. Now, apart from the number of incentives, maybe this is why they have so many incentives, because Boom is also trying their hand at these mystery packs. So apparently, they're going to have a polybagged mystery cover. So inside, you will get one of 3 options. This is what I gather, at least, from what I can see. I haven't seen these yet, haven't opened any of these yet, but from what I gather, you'll be able to get one of these 3 covers down below here. Intermix variant cover. I don't know if there's apparently 2 commons and 1 rare one. So you got a sword. Here, I'll give you a better look at it. So you got the machete, you got the bow. Those are the commons, and then the chainsaw will be the rare one. How rare? It's not clear. But to know what you have inside, you got to open up the poly bag. You know, a lot of people don't like to open up the poly bags; they like and keep them sealed. I don't know. Do what you want. Open them up. Don't open them up. See what you get. I mean, I couldn't help but opening it up. I always open up polybag books. I mean, from reading the Red Band stuff, got to open them up so I can read it, to getting some of those naughty covers. You know, out of Vault was doing it for a while, and some of the ones I think Image has done too. You got to open them up to see the covers. So I open up my polybags personally, but I know a lot of people don't. But good luck figuring out what you got inside. And with that, we also have all these other options. We got a Jenny Frison. We got Chris Bacalo over there. We got a sketch cover. We've got some incentives here with a 1 in 10 on the Jenny Frison. We got a DeCall 1 in 25, which ain't too bad. We also have a 1 in 50 black and white version of the Jenny Frison. And then we got a Jay Lee. That's a 1 in 100. And we decide to take the color out of that one and make it the 1 in 150 because we need to have one of those. And while we're at it, why not a 1 in 200? That's not enough for you. Guess what? I've got a 1 in 500 for you. Seriously, who's buying these? The high ratio. I'm serious. Like the high ratio incentives. I just don't see the common collector caring about a 1 in 500 variant. They just, what do they care? Most of their shops aren't going to have it. None of them are going to want to pay the premium that something like that would cost. Really, who is that market for? It's really a small group. It's really a small group that would deal in some of these rarer books, etc. But most collectors, I don't think it matters personally. That's just how I take it. I mean, I don't care. Like I'm not, in practical terms, I don't expect my shop to have a 1 in 500. I don't expect them to order that many copies, nor do I want to spend anywhere near what it would cost me to get this. I'm just not that into it. Like, why? It's a brand new book. But hey, again, to each their own. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. Hobby how you want to hobby. I'm just saying, you get these high ratio incentive variants. It's just a different field. It's just a different group of people, a different niche. You're just kind of segregating off to the side there because your everyday collector ain't dealing in these. That's all, right? Anyway, new number ones. Usually our longest segment of the show. Let's see what we got here with our new number ones, because we do have a decent amount from all the different publishers. I'm not covering every single new number one that's coming out, but I cover most of them. So let's just get into it. Start off with, again, what Dark Horse is doing. Dark Horse giving us a whole new handful of books that they're just throwing at us. So, The Carlisle School for Kings, an epic adventure full of revenge, friendship, and betrayal. Even on that is fine. I mean, I could give you more of the reader thing in here with School for Kings, thousands of years, Academy opening its doors, you'll have some history, etc. But basically, fantasy, revenge, friendship, betrayal. That's kind of what you're going to deal in. $4, 32 pages. Maybe worth a shot. And only one cover. So that's kind of nice. Only one cover. You don't have to go chasing a whole bunch of different books like you might if you get the next title that they're releasing, which is FML. So here, FML is 32 pages for $5. Riley's a teen that sketches out this heavy metal future with a ballpoint pen between monster movies and band practice, yada, yada, yada. So it looks like a Goonies type of kids. You got Portland, Forest Park, whatever. If you're interested, go ahead, pick it up. Too many covers, I think, for my taste. Cover A here. We've also got B, C's, and D's, as well as 1 in 10s and 1 in 25s. The 1 in 10's kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious. I might give one of these a look-see, but it doesn't matter. Just grab the cover that kind of catches your eye. But just too many options. Just too many options, in my opinion. That said, Dark Horse is also giving us Living Hell. So meet Jerome Jamil, husband, father, demon. Cool. 32 pages, another $5. Once again, odd, only one cover. So Dark Horse, well, sometimes you give you one cover, and then sometimes you give you a handful of covers. I don't know. They're just not consistent with how they release some of these books, but I'm more in the park of I'll check out the one that's got one cover. Give it a read and see what it's like. I don't know. We'll see. But that's Dark Horse. DC is also giving us a brand new Batgirl #1. Now, apparently it's been, what did it say? 20 years, I think? Yeah, nearly 2 decades. Cassandra Cain's getting her first solo title in nearly 2 decades. Feels like it hasn't been that long, but I guess it has. Here's your cover A. It's got that all-in, white background with the logo kind of vibe that they've been doing for most of the DC books. But then we also got an art germ, we got a decal, you've got a foil art germ, and you got a 1 in 25 if you're interested in that one as well. Sorry, needed some water. But I don't know, nothing doing on any of these covers as of yet. Might be worth a look-see. I like the art germ. It almost made my top 5, but it got edged out by some of the other books. If you want to see them, go check out the short that dropped at noon earlier today. Usually I drop that one on Tuesdays, but I had to flip-flop it because of the Killtown one. And none of the other variant subsets had enough books for me to start them yet. So hold those for next week, and we'll get to those a little bit later in the show. But also out of DC, we were getting a JSA #1. But didn't this just end? Why do we need a new #1? Couldn't you just kept going? Whatever. So another new JSA #1, and I guess, hey, a new era begins because we threw a new #1. Why couldn't we just keep going before? It felt like it was just a week ago. Well, you just ended. No, whatever. New #1. Multiple covers here. I believe the one in the middle, Lemire in the middle, might be a connecting one. We'll see as the series goes on. But we got a couple of other options there. We also got foil editions, 1 in 25s and 1 in 50s, if you're interested. Yeah. So there you go. A lot of options. Pick them up if you like. I just don't know why we needed to start over. That said, Little Batman. Pretty fun. Batman Year One kind of homage here with the Little Batman. This is taking place after the events of Merry Little Batman. I guess the Christmas book that came out a while ago. So yeah, if you're into this, fun little kitty book, 40 pages, $5. Ain't terrible. You've got this pretty fun homage cover, as well as this B cover options here that kind of has like a Mad Magazine type of vibe feel to it. So cool. Moving on. Sweet Paprika, open for business. I don't know, Merca and Awful. These series just keep coming, and I don't know if they're one shots or minis or what. I don't know if there's new. I just feel like there's new #1s coming all the time, and I just can't keep track. It's just not for me, so it's not something that I'm personally reading. But we've got another new #1 coming out this week with a whole slew of covers. So here's our cover A. We've got B's and C's. We've got D's, and I think that's a photo cover Showgirls homage there, which is kind of fun. So yeah, you don't often get a Showgirls homage, so kind of fun going that way, I guess. But moving on, Marvel is giving us this Kahori, Reshaper of Worlds. Apparently, this is a breakout character. I don't know who she is. From the Disney What If show. That's why I don't know who she is, because honestly, I forgot the second season of What If. The third season's coming. I forgot. I never went back and watched the second season because it came out around Christmas and they did like one a day every day. It was just too much and I was too busy and I kept meaning to go back and I never went back. So that's why I don't know who this is. But I will be catching up soon and I will find out who this is because who knows? This might be a character they use in the future. I mean, if it's a breakout character from the show, I guess they're going to put some, put some efforts behind her to put her more into the Marvel universe. I don't know. But here we go. We're getting a new #1. Would be, I guess, her first comic book appearance, I guess. Unless she popped up somewhere else that I'm unaware of. Because like I said, I don't know a lot about the character. I haven't watched the show yet. But there you go. $32, $4.99. You've got three options here. This is the A. There's a Maria Wolf, and then there's an animation design cover that's not bad either. I think the Maria Wolf's probably my favorite. Something about that's her style. I don't know. It's kind of like almost like tattoo style. Like if that makes sense to you, it's almost got like a Japanese tattoo kind of vibe. Like with the wolves, they got to give me that kind of sense of like those panthers that you would see, like or those velvet posters on the wall. I kind of dig it. I don't know. I'd like the style, but anyway, three options. Pick which one you like, and then we're gonna roll on to Negasonic Teenage Warhead because why not? So, spotlighting the lovable punk from the movies who was completely different from the character that was actually in the comics from way back in the day, I think. But Ellie Femister is under arrest, yada, yada, yada. Variance Time Authority. I think it's going to be more tied into the Deadpool again angle for things. So they're going to make her more like the Deadpool character. This is collecting the web series, the Marvel Voices Infinity Comics Negasonic Teenage Warhead issues 44 to 49. So this is putting those web comics into print, which we've kind of been doing for a while now, here and there, and kind of sneaking some of these in there. But cool. I mean, why not? They already got the content. Might as well put it on paper and see if anybody wants to go and pick it up. But it's 48 pages, $6.99. So a little bit pricier, but you get a little bit more for your money with the 48 pages. We also got two cover options for you. You got the cover A, and you got a B cover here as well. Again, pick the one you like. Moving on, RuneScape. So apparently, I know there's a lot of people who play, MMORPGs, massive multiplayer online RPGs. I know the World of Warcrafts, RuneScapes. I know a lot of these things are very popular. I never really got into them personally. I think I played the Star Wars one way back in the day for a while. I think I played a Conan one for a little bit too. That was kind of fun, but I didn't have the time, or it just didn't hit me at the right time. So massive multiplayer online gaming wasn't really my thing. I'm more of a just play video game by myself, solo story kind of guy. That said, a lot of people are into this. This could be a sneaky title where those fans of the game come out to buy the comics. I don't know if it's going to be a Fortnite situation or a Cult of the Lamb situation or anything like that, but just worth watching. So RuneScape coming out in comics now. Issue 1, 32 pages, $5. Multiple covers here. You got A's, B's, and C's. We've got even some D's, E's, and F's, I guess. That one's a sketch, but no incentives. Just pick the option, pick the cover that you like, add a Titan, and cool. Yeah, who knows? Like I said, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Could be a hit. I don't know, because I don't know the market. I don't know the market on that because I don't play the game. So with that, moving on, Exit City. So Exit City coming out of Mad Cave. Thin line between good and evil. You got a couple of detectives, major crimes, yada yada. $4.99. New comic out of Mad Cave. You want to give it a shot. You've got two covers here. You got a cover A. You got a cover B. There you go. Moving on. Boom is also giving us The Fade. So web series star Abria Iyengar, Critical Role. Cool. Fan favorite web comic cartoonist. I don't know. So Boom is giving us Walt's fearless high school mascot. Jeannie wasn't prepared for the aimless feeling of being a college freshman. That's all about to change. Mirror myths take on a new life in a modern age. Countless people. I don't know. Some sort of fantasy storyline here. Ancient prophecies, etc. 32 pages, $5. New Boom title. I don't know if this is really for me, but you've got options. Cover A. Cover B. Tula Lote. Pretty cool. I like it. There's also virgin versions of these as the 1 in 10 and the unlockable. I saw one unlockable, I think, listed for like $25. So again, we'll see where that one falls in the whole unlockable Boom thing that I talked about already. And there is also a 1 in 20 incentive here as well. So pick it up if you're interested. Get the incentive if you want. So far, not really doing anything above ratio. So you should be able to obtain one at a price that is palatable if you want it. So with that said, moving on, later printings. So with the later printings, we are getting the next installment. It is the 11th month, so we're getting the 11th issue of Marvel's Superheroes Secret Wars. They've been doing this all year, facsimile reprints with foil versions, if you want them shiny foil, as well as brand new art 1 in 25 variants on these as well, which again, I don't get it. It's no longer a facsimile if you change the cover, but there you go. Issue 11, facsimile, new cover, which is kind of like the reverse of the regular cover, different viewpoint. Cool, fine, fun. I don't know. Greg Land. Copies are selling above ratio there to 30, 33, up to $40. Asking prices are looking for $50 to $70. But that's kind of where these have been. I mean, it's a smaller marketplace, so those few who want to buy them, and they'll pay that extra premium for them. But then they just kind of, that's it. Like, I don't know. The market is easily met with these. I just don't think there's a ton of collectors for these right now. Who knows if this will become a thing down the line and everybody will be chasing these again, but it is what it is. So this is not too dissimilar for what we've seen all year. Ratios could go for double ratio. They could go for barely over. It's really up to the cover, you know, and that is your opinion on how good this cover is or not. To me, it's meh, but if it's for you, go ahead and go get it. That said, second print for the Uncanny X-Men number 3. So here we go. Uncanny X-Men number 3. Got to get a second print, and we got to get a 1 in 25 incentive because, well, why not? So they took one of the covers we already released before, took everything off, made it a virgin, cool Nightcrawler cover. Early pre-sales, there were a few. 45, 60, $80. Ooh. It's taking me a little bit by surprise. And great, a couple of those were in October, but the last one was November 1st for $80. And then there's one listed right now out of the UK that's over $100. So we'll see what happens with this one. Are there enough out there to make a market? Or will the few that are available sell for high prices? Then we never see it again. I don't know. We'll watch and see what happens. But outside of Marvel, Image is also going to be getting in on the incentive later printings because here we go. Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, number 5, second print. We knew we were going to get this. The whole run had second prints already. They just do the red covers for those seconds. But now they gave us a 1 in 10 on the 1 in 10. So issue 5 had a 1 in 10 Frank Miller cover. And then they've taken it, redid it, but they changed the trade dress, which is kind of cool. But that's really the only difference between this and the regular 1 in 10. So the second print 1 in 10's got the cool font and, the lettering and all that, but we'll see if it sells. I couldn't find any for sale or that sold yet. We'll see what happens. This could be a tough one to find because I don't know how many people are already needing second prints for issue 5 because it just came out not that long ago. But there it is. Also didn't come out that long ago, Hyde Street, but I believe this sold well, so there we go. We got our yellow Ghost Machine cover as we've gotten with all of them for Hyde Street on the new number 1 for the second print. Surprised we already need a 4th printing for Power Fantasy, but Power Fantasy issue 1 has got a 4th printing. And it's got another 4th printing. So, light or dark? It's like KFC. Pick which one you like. Power Fantasy is also giving us a 3rd print. Here you go. Cool. 3rd print. Not only that, we'll give you a shiny foil 1 in 10 incentive on that 3rd printing if you really want it. Okay. Speaking of 3rd printings, The Moon is Following Us is also getting a 3rd print. So Daniel Warren Johnson's The Moon is Following Us getting a 3rd print already for number 1. And yes, they have a 1 in 10 incentive as well. Not a shiny foil, black and white this time. Get them if you want them. This technically is a later printing because it's a remastered edition. Les Mort 13, giant size special. So they're kind of repackaging, reprinting some of these old stories. So it's technically a reprint. So that's why I put them in here in the later printing section. But it is a newer release in this version format. So we have a cover A. There is a cover B as well. Pick it up if you're interested. Could be cool. And that's all I got for the later printings, which will take us to the new variants for this month. It's a new month, so Marvel's giving us a whole slew of new variants. Doom was cool. I liked most of the Doom covers. I'm not so excited about the Thing. Just gonna be honest, just not that excited. And from what I've seen, not too wowed. But here we go. We're gonna go through them anyway. And they're also doing like a double dip. And I'll show you what I mean. So first up, we're only getting one new issue for Thing this week, which is why I couldn't do a short because we only got one book. But the Avengers number 20, the Thing variant. Cool. He's kind of got the whole Black Panther, the glowy bits, Wakanda from the movies where he absorbs the purple and whatever. So there you go. Only one for this week. We're getting a few more next week, and then more on the 20th, more and more and more. So you can see there's a whole bunch coming. What is that? 4, 8, 11, 12. So you're getting a dozen through the month of November. Like I said, I'll cover them. I'll cover them and do them as shorts where I see fit. But in addition to the regular thing covers, they're also giving us these Marvel 2-in-1 homages. So here you can see here they took X-Men number 7 and did a Marvel 2-in-1 issue 2 annual homage. So cool. Pretty well done, kind of matchy. I got nothing against these, but these also have a whole set of them coming our way in the upcoming months. I thought I had that in here, that we would have all of those books listed. Maybe I deleted it by accident, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not seeing it here. Okay, here we go. Got it now. Here we go. We got another, what is this? 3, well, man, 9, 12, another dozen of these. So we got a dozen of the regular things. We get a dozen of the 2-in-1s. So I'll cover them on both as the month goes on, but we only got one this week. We got a couple more next week and then a bunch on the 20th. But with that said, that's for later in the month. More thing coming our way. I don't know what made them choose the thing, but cool. And here we go. Stormbreakers. Marvel Stormbreakers. So Stormbreakers also usually does like a theme every month. And we only got one issue this week for me to pick from. So there we go. Now that's kind of a callback to, what was the Death of Captain Marvel, right? So, and this is also for Avengers 20. So we're getting a Stormbreakers cover, Death of Captain Marvel. So I don't know what the theme is going to be going forward. My best guess is it's death. Given what we saw with Agatha all the way, that's my feeling that we might be getting more death covers in these Stormbreakers going ahead. But again, I haven't looked ahead, so I don't know for certain. So I'm just playing this off the cuff of what I see here and making an educated guess. Could be wrong. Maybe it's Captain Marvel. I don't know. We'll find out when we get the next installments next week. And if you know, you feel free to put it in the comments down below. But we'll just see. I kind of like playing this kind of guessing game sometimes. So we'll find out as we get more of them on the way. But in addition to this, we're also getting more Fortnite covers. So these Absolute Doom Fortnite covers are mashups. So what they decided to do is they're going to give us some mashup characters. Only 4, so not a ton. So this will be an easy set to collect if you're a set collector. But this week we're getting 2, and then we won't get a couple more later in the month. But this week we're getting Captain Jones and Captain America, and we're getting this Mew character and Sabretooth. I don't know Fortnite, so you make fun of me all you like. I don't know Fortnite, but here we go. So we got this Jones character and Captain America. Put them together. Boom. Avengers 20. There's your mashup cover. Kind of fun, and it's kind of like from the game. Not opposed to it. Like I said, I just don't play the game, so I don't get it. Like, it's just not for me because I don't know what this crazy cat character's called. But this Mr. Mew or something, and then Sabretooth is Mewtooth. So you put them together. I mean, it fits. I mean, I get it. While you put this cat person and Sabretooth together, it's just cool. If you're a Fortnite collector. Again, these could become a hit with collectors and those that crossover appeal for those video gamers. I don't know. We'll see. Also, DC has started up another variant set of their own. They're doing the Creature Commandos this month. I don't know if they're all going to be homages, but so far we've got this one, which is classic Justice League homage there. So Creature Commandos. This is on Batman 154, mind you. So nothing to do with Batman. It's just one of those cover sets that they do as well where, hey, we'll just give you a cool cover set and run it out throughout the month. So don't know how many they'll do or how many more we got on the way, but there we go. Fun. Nothing to complain about there. And speaking of fun covers, here's a handful more. These are things just kind of caught my eye. Some of them be incentives. Some will be the regulars. Some will be the regulars with the incentives. Just a hodgepodge pile of covers that kind of caught my eye. Starting off with Action. So Action Comics 1074. They're still doing this Phantom King storyline. I just kind of dig this cover. This is, I think, Sebastian Fiumara, who's done some of those horror kind of vibe covers. Some of those incentives did very well, like the Harley and that Batman. I don't know. You generally go with that kind of gritty horror angle with Superman, but I kind of like it here. I don't know. Not bad. I just like it. And then, if you're also not so much the horror themed in the subject matter, but via the artist, Mark Spears is giving us another action 1 in 25. So here you go. You got Supergirl, you got Superman. Cool, classic, iconic versions of the characters. So if you're interested, you could find these two, especially the DC incentives. You generally could find them for like 10, 15 bucks. So if you want to go out shopping, you can generally find one for a good price. So go check it out. And again, Mark Spears is good people. With that said, we also got Birds of Prey book coming out. I just picked this one cover. There's a handful of covers there. They're not bad. This one just kind of jumped out at me because of, I don't know, it's like the Ben-Day dots kind of behind her, and there's the panels. Something about it. I like the layout. I like the layout of this one. Thought it was kind of cool. And then also caught my eye the 1 in 25s, these Rainbow Gonzalez covers that apparently she's doing a bunch of these. I missed this last month in the sense that I didn't know that she was going to be doing a series of these. But this week, we're getting Batgirl. But last month, we got a Black Canary. Next month, we'll get another one of the characters in this vibe. It's almost like a throwback to the Marvel 25th anniversary borders with all the characters, mixed with a little bit of like a Care Bears Rainbow Bright kind of vibe. I don't know. It's kind of cool, kind of eye-catching. Only problem I have with it is that I feel like she drew it for the trade dress to fill that spot at the top, and they decided not to do it. Poor planning on DC's part, but yeah, look again. I'm going to go back to the other one. Look, that big white spot. That's perfect. Perfectly fits the Birds of Prey logo. But they didn't put it there. They made it smaller. Come on, guys. Maybe this is just the preview image, and the real one looks correct. But to me, this don't look right. They could fix this. That said, we also got a 1 in 10 Cruel Universe. I just like these Stevens covers, Jay Stevens covers. They're just kind of fun. And grab them if you like them. And they're generally attainable because they're only 1 in 10s. So, you know, I haven't been able to keep up reading these anthology books. There's just so much I got to read. I honestly fell behind between this and the epitaphs of God knows whatever. These EC horror continuation things. I just can't keep up reading, just honestly. If they're great and I should be reading them and I should be moving them up in the ranks, please tell me in the comments below. But for now, I'll get back to them once I got time. That said, I can still appreciate the 1 in 10 covers. Now, I keep forgetting, and I can't believe we're already up to issue 100 again for The Walking Dead. So, as you know, The Walking Dead Deluxe has been reissuing the entire Walking Dead series in color. I don't know why we needed that, but we're 100 issues in, so damn it, they're seeing this thing through. And they're seeing it through with multiple covers every month. Every month, there's like 3 or 4 new covers. This being an anniversary milestone 100th issue, yeah, there's more. There's more than 3. So here we go. This is that classic. You know the book. It's Negan. It's Glenn. Great book. Cool cover here. David Finch. A couple other options here. The Tedesco is really cool. There's an Art Adams with a really wide head on Negan, but still kind of cool. And I like the zombies in the background. So you got an Art Adams. You got a Tedesco. You got a Finch. Then we've got throwbacks to the originals, just kind of recolored versions of the regular Charlie Aldard and the one with it. You didn't see Negan's face. It's like the mystery there. And then here we got it. To me, it kept looking like he's one-armed. Not that he had his arm behind his back, but it looks like he was missing an arm. I don't know why my brain read this as what happened to his arm, but it did. So you got that version as well. And we got a Bisley, and we got a cool like flip-flop image. So you got Glenn about to take the bat to the head, and then kind of a fun, Glenn is a piñata, Negan is taking the bat to him. Looks like a Scotty Young, but it's not. I forget who did that cover, but it's not a Scotty Young, but it's Scotty Young-esque. Fun options. If you're still getting it, or you're rebuying all those, God bless you. There you go. Hopefully you pick one of these ones you like, because what did I just run through? 9 different covers at $5 a piece. If you're going to go buy all of those, you're really going to spend almost $50 this month just to get all the covers for issue 100. That's what I'm talking about. Man, it's just too much. Too much. Anyway, moving on. Spider-Man. This Black Suit and Blood. Don't see the point of the series, personally. But some of these covers have been cool. This one even had like a Delato vibe. Like, I don't know, just something about it with the color scheme. I kind of like it. And then there's also a B cover option as well. Not too bad. It's kind of classic, throwback kind of vibe. And then we got a 1 in 25 here as well, if you're interested in that. Now, we're at the final issue of the Spider Society, which is a weird hodgepodge group of spider characters that they kind of threw together and made a team out of them. You had Dreamweaver and Spider-Punk, etc. But here we got a pretty cool Spider-Punk cover. I kind of like it. I just like the background. It looks like a sticker. It's just got a cool vibe to it. There is a trade dress version, but if you really want, you can spend up and get this 1 in 50 in virgin version without the trade dress. I don't know if it's necessary, but it is cool. It's just going to be a little expensive because while there have been no pre-sales that I could find yet, asking prices are right around ratio at $50 and as high as $80. We'll see what happens. I dig it. I just can't be. That's just a lot. Like if this were like a 1 in 10, sure. 1 in 25, maybe. 1 in 50, I don't want to spend $50. It's just me. There's a lot of other things I could spend $50 on. But with that said, I still kind of like this cover, and I did pick it as one of my favorites this week because I dig it. But I'm fine with the trade dress. That said, Peach coming through with a Venom cover. So Venom War number 4. I don't know, something really creepy about this. I dig it. I don't know. It's all discontorted and flowy and all that. It's got that Japanese body horror kind of vibe thing. Like I said, I've been watching some anime and things lately, and it's kind of scratching me where I itch, I guess. But I kind of like this one. And there is a 1 in 25 by John Jiang that is also pretty cool. I don't know, something I kind of dig. It's like a Terminator mixed with a symbiote kind of thing. I don't know. I like it. And apparently other people like this one too, because early pre-sales already have this one moving for right under ratio, $24, and then it's a $50 sale. There was a $65 sale. And then asking prices are looking for $55 and $70 right now for 1 in 25. So we'll see what happens with this one. But it's Venom War. I haven't been keeping up. I know you guys have mentioned I should be reading it. Dylan versus Eddie and whatever. And I think Eddie's going to eventually become Carnage, which they already kind of spoiled, I guess. I don't know. It's just too much for me. And speaking of too much, I almost put this in a WTF section, but it didn't really fit the WTF mold. So I had to make a brand new weird segment. And tell me what you think here with Jumping the Shark. So what thing or topic jumped the shark this week? Now, if you remember what Jump the Shark mean, goes back to that classic Happy Days moment where the series it ran its course and it wasn't the same after the moment when Fonzie literally on water skis jumped a shark. Yes, this is kind of fun mashup with Jaws. Point being, that's where the term originated, but you get what it means. And really, this horse, we're still doing this? We're still doing the horse? Really? Like just because of the stupid trailer? And we're still doing horses and it's even black gooey? Please, seriously? Do we need this? I don't know. I think this whole idea and concept has jumped the shark to me. The Venomage horse. Who cares? Anyway, that variant's out there if you want it. That's a open order, I think, variant. But yeah, I don't care. That said, continuing on, I have my oversized section again this week. These are the oversized books, not comic size. They're going to be a little bit bigger, maybe magazine, maybe prestige. These are both. This is another distillery book. So Jamie McKelvey's giving us One for Sorrow. A lot there. I'm not reading the whole thing. Might as well read the whole book to you if I'm going to read all that. But 56 pages, $9. Magazine, minimal trade dress, wraparound. Cool. More supernatural thrillers and revenge and ghostly mystery, etc. If you're in, go ahead. Give it a look-see. These books are just a little too pricey for me. I just can't, and they keep coming. Like there's no respite. Like there's no break. Anyway, cover A, you got B's, you got C's, you got incentives, 1 in 10s and 1 in 25s and 1 in 50s. Get it if you like it. Give it a shot. Some of these are really cool covers. I dig it. It's just can't be personally. I just can't be doing the $9 that easily. But there it is. Lastly, we have our Cheesecake section. I know as you've been waiting for it. Here it is. Cheesecake covers. We're going to start off on the DC side of things with Poison Ivy. While this cover A really doesn't fit that mold very much, we do have a pretty cool Jenny Frison there in the middle, as well as Nabavich. I don't know how to pronounce the artist's name. I'm sorry, but nice backside shot there from Poison Ivy there. So pick them if you like them. There is also a 1 in 50 limited trade dress, but you see not much change between the B cover and the 1 in 50, which is probably why the 1 in 50 is not really doing much. It's under ratio, but that puppeteer Lee 1 in 25 actually is doing a little bit. So we're going to focus our attentions not on the Frozen 1 in 50, but on the 1 in 25 Puppeteer Lee right here, because early pre-sales on this one actually are showing a little bit of above market action. So yes, one did sell for 15 bucks, but others sold for 38. Asking prices for this 1 in 25 are anywhere from 29 bucks to $44 to $55, with 22 watchers on that $55 one. Who knows? We'll see where this lands as the week goes on, but it's definitely one to watch. And it's a pretty cool cover. It's got a really cool Swamp Thing vibe to me, but it's Poison Ivy. With that said, we got a Red Sonja book. So Dynamite's giving us a Red Sonja, Death and the Devil, Linzer cover on the cover A. You got a couple other options here. I think it's a Celine in the middle, and we got the color options there, also with a photo cover. Get the one you like if you want to pick them up. Cool. And then we've got a manga Z. So this is like the very definition of Cheesecake. And again, with the whole manga and anime things, I've been talking about this whole thing. Yeah, this one caught my eye too. So get this from Antarctic if you want it. Then we got this weird Guinevere and the Divinity Factor, issue 3 of 5. I don't know what this is, but again, cover kind of caught my eye. There was a B cover here as well. Kind of cool. It's almost got like a Purgatory, David Finch, Ascension kind of vibe to it. I don't know. There is another Zenescope title, Hell Heist, coming out. The regular cover is just like some dudes in masks, like I guess doing a heist. But then there's this cover, which I think is the B cover by Pierre Luigi. And there is a 1 in 20 incentive that I think is more risque, but I couldn't find an image of it, so I didn't put it in the deck because I couldn't find an image of it. Nor do I know if this is not the more risque version. I don't know. Like maybe this is the risque version with a little less, or maybe it's just a smaller bikini. I don't know. But it's out there if you want to go look for that 1 in 20. That said, we also have this out of American mythology starring Sonia Devereaux, combat nurse, hospital under siege. I don't know what this is. It's got like a really weird 90s bad girl vibe to it, though. So that's where this belongs, in the Cheesecake section. We've got a cover A, and we've got a homage B cover right here, which is pretty cool. Because, well, why not? It's a combat nurse, so why not do a nice homage to Night Nurse? And they did with Night Nurse number 3. Pretty well done. I always like it when they do that. And when they do it like popular issues. Don't do the same issues over and over again. So this is not one I don't think I've ever seen homaged before. So kudos. And finally, we have this Tales of the Bazaar number 9. Just an awesome looking cover. I believe this is all just AI art at this point. With those issues 7 and 8 have been selling well on the aftermarket. Very difficult to find, but people paying up for them because the art looks really cool. But then I think it might just be AI art. Then people don't like it as much, and they've got different issues with it because of that. Point being, I do like just looking at this cover. It's got that like Friday the 13th, 80s horror movie kind of vibe, camp, or late 70s kind of vibe even. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of dig it. So I'm gonna make sure I ordered one because I just like it. AI art or not, it just looked cool to me. But issue 9, we'll see what happens, if anything, with this issue. And, oh, no, didn't want to go that way. Because we are done. And that is all I've got for you. So that was my rundown for this week of all the releases I thought were worth mentioning. So with that said, thank you for all the support. I do appreciate it. And for all the support of the channel. Make sure you check out all the other shows we have here on the channel. Make sure you check out the links I got down below. Save yourself some money. Get yourself some free money in some cases. And if you like toys, go check out Toy Informer. And with that all said, I'll see you all soon with some more content. Hopefully I can get everything out on schedule this week. I will not be on TAC on Wednesday because I will be at NXT at the ECW 2300 Arena this week. So I will be checking out NXT's presentation there. So I won't be on TAC. And hopefully that doesn't throw off me doing dollar bin digging and everything else. But make sure you come back for all the content here. And with that, I'll see you all later. All right. Bye.